I am showing you guys how to make a low carb keto chocolate chip cookie cake. We're actually going to be making cookie cake bars out of the cake itself, but you have to make a cake before you can make cookie cake bars. So basically today's recipe is like a Mrs. Fields cookie cake. Mrs. Fields was in like all the malls across America. I don't think they had like regular stores, but my mom loved going to the mall. Every time we'd go, I would beg her to take me to Mrs. Fields because they had the best chocolate chip cookies with the M&Ms inside. They were gooey and warm and just like a crunchy outside of a cookie. Oh my God, it was the best. And she was great about it. She'd give me one of those cookies every time we go to the mall. And I remember they had this glass window where you could see all the cookies inside. And then on the one side, they had all these things called cookie cakes. Basically, a cookie cake is just exactly what it sounds like. You'd get it for your birthday or your graduation or anniversary or whatever. It would be a cake made out of chocolate chip cookies. It was amazing. So that's what we're doing today. We're making one of those, except we're gonna make bars out of the cake. It's gonna be delicious. Let's get in this one. Let's make some low carb keto chocolate chip cookie cake deliciousness. All right, so first things first, you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Next, you want to get out your food scale and a very large bowl, and we're going to start adding our liquid ingredients. So to start things off, we're going to crack and add 2 large eggs to the bowl. Next, we're going to add a heaping half cup or about 150 grams of some melted salted butter. And the last liquid ingredient we're adding is a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So now we're going to take out our whisk and whisk all those ingredients together until they're combined and an eggy, soupy consistency starts to form in the bowl. Once that does happen, we're gonna get out our dry ingredients and start adding those to the bowl, starting with some almond flour. Today I'm using the Bob's Red Mill Superfine almond flour. It's what I recommend going with, but any almond flour should work. Just don't use almond meal. With that being said, today we're adding 1 3/4 cup of the almond flour to our bowl. That's about 175 grams. And then we're gonna be sweetening the recipe up with some granulated erythritol. If you've never heard of erythritol, it's a calorie-free, carb-free sweetener. I'm a huge fan of it, and it's what I use in pretty much all my recipes. So if you wanna grab some, there's a link in the video description below to do it, but you can also probably find it in your grocery store's organic section or the natural section. But anyways, for today's recipe, we're gonna be adding a cup or about 100 grams of that stuff to our bowl. We're also gonna add some coconut flour to the mix, a 1/4 cup of coconut flour to be exact, followed by a 1/2 tablespoon of baking soda, as well as just a pinch of salt. And of course, we have to add some chocolate chips. So my favorite low carb chocolate chip is the Lily's no sugar added chocolate chips. They only have 2 net carbs per serving. So I'm gonna be adding a 1/2 cup of those into the bowl. And now we can take out a spatula and start folding all those ingredients together until a thick cookie dough starts to form. And not only will some cookie dough start to form in that bowl, but a big ball of cookie dough will start to form in the bowl. And once that happens, that's when we're gonna transfer the dough to a cake tray. Today I'm using an 11x7 cake tray, but an 8x8 cake tray or a 9x9 cake tray should work just as well. Your baking time just might change a little bit. So once you've got all of your cookie dough in the tray, you want to take your spatula and just start pressing it out until it's equally spread out between the entire cake tray. Once you've done that and it's looking good and everything's even, that's when you want to take it over to the oven and bake it for about 10 to 12 minutes, just until the top starts to turn golden brown. And once the top of it starts to turn golden brown, that's when you want to take it out of the oven. It doesn't take long at all to bake. You want to let it cool completely in the tray itself. And then once it's completely cooled, that's when you can cut it into as many bars as you'd like. It really depends on the size of your tray, but check this out. This is what they look like. How delicious do these bars look? So that's today's low carb keto chocolate chip cookie cake recipe, cookie cake bar recipe. I mean, it's a cake and a bar, whatever. You get what I'm saying. I hope you guys enjoy this one. I hope you make it. I would give it a shot. If you do, I'd love to see your recreation of it. So definitely tag me on Instagram. I try to say this in every video because I love seeing the recreations. My handle is in the video description below, so you can find that there. Also, links to all the products that I use to make the cookie cake. It's tough to say cookie cake. It's like a tongue twister. That is in the video description below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.